The next sub-step is objectives. Objectives define how each goal will be achieved. Objectives should be measurable in some way, should be tailored to the scale of the land, should be subordinate to goals, address specifics naturally falling under the umbrella of each goal, can change as you perform analysis and discover new critical issues and missing program elements. Start objectives by stating determined lands blank suitable for some type of use listed in the goals. So what goes in the blank? What goes in the blank are major design and planning considerations such as physiography, economics, human and natural communities, and the list goes on. If this is your first time making this kind of diagram, it's kind of difficult to figure out or determine what should go into this blank. There are many templates out there in existence that can help you figure out what should go into this blank. And the templates in existence and their use is dependent on the project site, scale, geographic location, and proposed development. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you two major templates. One from a professor at Kansas State University named Howard Hahn, and the other one, which is taken from a book called Site Planning, written by Kevin Lynch and Gary Hack. Over time, you will develop your own analytical framework of questions, but these are good starters, and people often use these templates as a base to build their own. So this is our first example template developed by a professor at Kansas State University. He has up here at the top site analysis, issues, identification, summary. And then he has categories, general design considerations, potential relevance to the project, info to collect, map, test, and then source. So over here on the left side, our first category is site natural characteristics. So this is a major category, and this would be something that we would want to put into that blank that we discussed earlier. And the subcategories that he has underneath the site natural characteristics is topography, aspects, soils, and a few other things. Now he has another major category here called utilities/services. We have adjacent land use and infrastructure, aesthetics. So these are just some of the things that we can fill into that blank. Just going to scroll through this. Financial considerations, client program priorities, users' needs. The next template is more in Word format, and this is taken out of that site planning book that I mentioned earlier. This is actually Appendix G out of that site planning book. The rest of the book kind of explains in more detail what each of these categories mean. So we have our first major category here called General Site Context. We have physical data, site, and adjacent land. This is a much more simplified template compared to the other one. And then here we have cultural data, site, and adjacent land. Then towards the end here we have correlation of data. So this one only has three major categories. So as I've mentioned before, a lot of people will take these templates and then kind of just build off of them and create their own. And of course some of the templates may be pretty dated because they were made a long time ago, and there's a lot more considerations today. So some example objectives that we might have from our example demo site with the amphitheater, the outdoor entertainment center, would be to determine lands physically suitable for an amphitheater. Our second one might be determine lands economically suitable for an amphitheater. And then our third one could be determine lands socially or culturally suitable for an amphitheater. Notice we use major categories in the templates to fill in those blanks. The items under each category will become sub-objectives later. This will help us make the analysis process more manageable and allow delegation of objectives to multiple team members who want to focus on a certain aspect of the analysis or who may actually be specialized in that area of analysis. And in this diagram, we've added our 3 objectives. We've added them under our first goal. We haven't developed any for goal 2. We're just going to take just one branch for the purposes of this demonstration just to learn how to do this. So we're taking this first one, identify lands most suitable for the amphitheater. So under objective 1, it states determine lands physically suitable for our amphitheater, determine lands economically suitable for our amphitheater, and our third one is determine lands socially, culturally suitable for our amphitheater.